I don't know yet, because we haven't seen Boots in against a guy that has touched him good enough to really test his chin. So we don't. That's the only thing we don't know about him yet. We don't know if he can take the real punch yet because we haven't seen it. But as far as the skill goes, he got everything. And that fight could be a very difficult fight because he has everything. And when a guy is talented and has the skill level that Boots has, anything can happen, but don't get it wrong.
Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when weighing in on the potential clash between Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. He pointed out that while Ennis looks unstoppable in skill and talent, the real question is how he'll handle a true test. But if his chin holds up, Boots might just dominate Vergil and prove he's the future king of the division. Even other top welterweights like Amanta Stanionis are starting to weigh in on the potential showdown between Ennis and Vergil. He stated, "Vergil is a good fighter. He's strong, smart, tough. He's very good, but I just think Jaron will beat him, no doubt." Coming from a warrior like Stanionis, that statement carries real weight. He's fought in the trenches, felt the power of world-class opponents, and still sees Jaron Boots Ennis as the superior force. That says a lot about the respect Boots commands among his peers. The way Imanta spoke, calm, confident, and certain, almost sounded like a warning to Vergil Ortiz Jr. Fans are now wondering if we're witnessing the rise of a new era in the welterweight division. And if Ennis truly is that unstoppable, Vergil might be walking straight into the storm. And then came calm but hungry, speaking like a man who already knows where he's headed. His focus wasn't just on Vergil or any single opponent. It was on legacy, greatness, and domination across divisions.
My legacy, it's time to, for me, my legacy is to be, collect them belts, be multiple weight division champion, undisputed at 54 if possible, and keep doing it each and every weight class, 154, 60, and maybe 68. That's my goal, and to fight these top guys. And it's gonna happen, one by one. We're gonna bring him.
When Boots talks about his future, it doesn't sound like a dream. It sounds like a plan in motion. You can feel the conviction in his tone, the quiet fire of someone who's ready to take over boxing step by step. He isn't satisfied with being a rising star. He wants to be the face of the sport. Every fight, every belt, every division. It's all part of a bigger picture. And what makes it chilling is that he says it so casually, like he already knows it's his destiny. The fans can sense it. A storm is building, and Jaron Ennis is right at the center of it. Even Max Kellerman, one of boxing's sharpest analysts, gave his take on the possible Ennis versus Vergil matchup, breaking it down with that signature mix of logic and instinct that fans trust.
I think the taller, longer fighter with the better defense should be favored, and that's Boots, right? Because generally, that guy wins those fights. But it's a different thing than actually going out and beating Vergil Ortiz and doing it in style. If he
especially
fights
in that type of manner.
Kellerman's words carried a sense of realism, the kind that only comes from watching countless greats rise and fall. He acknowledged Ennis's natural advantages, his length, defense, and ring IQ, but also hinted that talent alone isn't enough when the lights get hot. What matters is how you use those gifts when a hungry fighter like Vergil is coming straight at you. His tone wasn't dismissive, it was cautious, like he's seen too many sure things crumble under pressure. Even former NFL star LeSean McCoy, known for calling it how he sees it, jumped into the boxing conversation, and his confidence in Boots was crystal clear.
favored.
Yeah.
He should be the betting favorite.
Yes.
I think he will be.
I think he's more talented. He's better. Looks
Yeah.
better.
McCoy's take wasn't wrapped in analysis or hesitation. It was straight conviction. You could hear the respect in his voice for Ennis's talent, speed, and swagger inside the ring. Coming from an elite athlete who understands what greatness looks like up close, that endorsement hit different. It wasn't about stats or rankings. It was about instincts, that gut feeling when you see a generational talent before everyone else does. The way McCoy said it, it felt less like an opinion and more like a prediction. And if he's right, we might just be watching the start of a dominant new chapter in boxing's history. Then came Mike Coppinger, one of the most respected voices in boxing journalism, offering a more balanced and grounded view of the matchup.
I think this is a genuine coin flip fight. I really do. And I think we have to remember that Vergil Ortiz has fought the much, much better competition.
That's true.
He beat Israel Madrimov, very quality win. Madrimov gave Crawford all he could handle. And that was a fight where Vergil Ortiz had to come back from down on the card. So he showed real heart, real character.
Coppinger didn't take sides. He broke it down like a true analyst who's seen both fighters earn their stripes. He reminded fans that Vergil Ortiz Jr. isn't some untested name. He's been in real wars, fought through adversity, and proved his toughness when it mattered most. His words brought perspective, a reminder that heart and experience can sometimes close the gap that talent creates. While many see Boots as the future, Coppinger's tone hinted at caution, because in a fight like this, one moment, one punch can flip everything. Roy Jones Jr. couldn't hide his admiration when talking about Jaron Boots Ennis. And this time, his words came from a place of pure excitement.
I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah.
I love watching Boots. Boots got
He's a hell
game.
of a fighter.
But people don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
You could feel the energy in his voice, the kind that only a legend like Roy brings when he recognizes real talent. He wasn't just analyzing technique, he was celebrating a fighter who reminds him of the old school greatness he once embodied. Roy's tone was almost playful, like a fan who can't get enough of watching a young phenom take over. Every time he said Boots, it carried pride, like he's watching the future of boxing unfold right in front of him. And when someone like Roy Jones Jr. speaks with that kind of passion, you know it's not hype, it's prophecy in motion. And just when you thought Roy Jones Jr. had said it all, he doubled down with one more statement that hit like a knockout punch. A message that summed up exactly how high he rates Jaron Boots Ennis. He stated Boots got enough tools to beat anybody. That line said everything, coming from a legend who's seen every kind of fighter, speedsters, punchers, technicians, and champions. Those words mean something. Roy wasn't talking about potential anymore. He was talking about readiness. Then came Erickson Lubin, speaking with raw honesty and a chip on his shoulder, the kind of energy that only comes from a fighter who's had to earn every ounce of respect.
So I don't really care. You know, like I said, boxing's been a popularity contest. These dudes sit up on social media and create narratives. I don't give a damn about none of that shit.
Lubin wasn't trying to sound polished or politically correct. He was being real. You could hear the frustration in his tone, the voice of someone tired of the fake narratives and social media hype that often overshadows real work in the ring. His words cut through the noise, reminding everyone that boxing isn't about followers, it's about fighters. He's been through the highs and lows, yet his focus hasn't shifted an inch. What made his statement powerful wasn't just what he said, but how he said it. Even Gabe Rosado spoke with real excitement about a potential fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. His tone showed genuine passion for what could be a classic matchup.
I love the fight between him and Vergil. I think that's a top-notch fight right there. That's Sugar Ray Duran right there. You know what I mean? Of this era. So I love that fight.
He called it the kind of fight boxing fans live for, comparing it to a throwback from the golden era of the sport. Rosado saw both fighters as pure competitors, hungry, skilled, and built for big moments. His words carried respect for their talent and hinted that this showdown could define the new generation of welterweights. It's the type of fight that brings energy back into boxing, a true battle between power, skill, and heart. For Rosado, it wasn't just another matchup, it was a potential legacy fight waiting to happen. Rosado then broke down Boots Ennis with the sharp eye of a veteran who understands what makes a great fighter.
No, man, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? I think Boots, you know, he got the speed, he got the power. He has the ability to switch orthodox and southpaw. So he has a lot of tools in his arsenal, man. So, you know what I mean? I think I guess what would be his biggest flaw, but at the same time is his greatest asset, is that he could box you and it'd be a boring match, but that's not him. He like to walk you down, so he can give an opponent an opportunity to catch him.
He talked about Ennis's ability to blend speed, power, and fluid movement while switching effortlessly between stances. But what stood out was Rosado's honesty. He admired Ennis's aggression, yet acknowledged that it could also expose him at times. His take wasn't criticism, it was a fighter's respect for another who risks it all to put on a show. The balance in his words made his analysis real and grounded. Rosado made it clear that Ennis isn't just talented, he's fearless, and and that's what makes him special. It was a thoughtful nod from one warrior to another who fights for pride, not just praise. Rosado also spoke about Ennis's fighting style with pure admiration, describing him as a boxer who doesn't run or play safe, but meets challenges head on.
So like, let's say a guy like Vergil Ortiz, who's a big puncher, strong guy, you know, he's going to give Vergil opportunities where Vergil can land his shots, because Boots ain't the type of guy that's going to run all day. He's not a boring fighter. He's a fighter. He's going to sit in the pocket with you and he's going to bang. So that's his style, man. So it could work against him or it could just work for him. But I love it. I love his style.
He praised Boots for being the kind of fighter who stands in the pocket, trades shots, and tests his opponent's will. That's what makes a fight with Vergil Ortiz Jr. so dangerous and thrilling at the same time. Rosado's words showed deep respect for both men. Two warriors with knockout power and unshakable confidence. You could sense his excitement as he imagined how explosive that matchup would be. Gilly the Kid didn't waste any words. His reaction came fast, confident, and straight from the gut, the way only he can say it. He stated that's easy money. His tone was playful but bold, like someone who's seen enough fights to know when a star is about to shine. There was no hesitation, no second guessing, just raw belief in Jaron Boots Ennis and what he brings to the ring. You could tell Gilly wasn't just talking as a fan, he was talking as someone proud of Philly's own. The way he said it carried that mix of loyalty and certainty, like he already knew how the story ends. It added a dose of swagger to the debate, reminding everyone that confidence is part of the fight game too. And in that moment, Gilly made it clear, he's betting on Boots all the way. Andre Rosier, one of boxing's most respected trainers, shared his thoughts with calm authority, the kind that comes from decades in the fight game.
Oh, listen, I love the fight. I have to definitely side with nephew. Boots is, I think his talent is very, very, very good, and I think it's going to be difficult. But Vergil is a monster. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it.
He expressed his excitement for the matchup and made it clear where his loyalty lies. With Jaron Boots Ennis, whom he affectionately called nephew, Rosier praised Ennis's natural talent and skill set, acknowledging how special he truly is as a fighter. But he also gave Vergil Ortiz Jr. his due, recognizing the danger and intensity that Vergil brings into any ring. The way Rosier spoke carried both pride and caution, like a mentor who knows greatness, but also respects the threat across from it. His words set the tone for what could be one of the most competitive and explosive fights in the division. In another moment, Andre Rosier shifted gears to talk about the current landscape at 154 pounds, making it clear that Vergil Ortiz Jr. still has a lot to prove before being considered one of the top contenders.
Until I see them actually mix it up, it's almost like a smorgasbord of 154 pounders. And with that being said, you have Fundora, you have Charlo. Don't forget about Charlo. A lot of people are like, because he's been gone, but he can fight. He can fight. And if he's settled and his mind is right, look out. He's gonna surprise a lot of people.
He pointed out that the division is loaded with real talent. Rosier's tone suggested that Vergil, while strong and capable, hasn't yet earned that top spot among the established names. His words carried the calm certainty of a man who's seen hype come and go, and who values experience over momentum. It wasn't dismissive, but it was firm, a reminder that being a powerhouse at one weight doesn't automatically make you a threat in another. For Rosier, 154 is a shark tank, and until Vergil proves himself against the best, he's not at the top of that food chain just yet. Chris Algieri, a former world champion and one of boxing's most thoughtful analysts, broke down the fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. with surgical precision.
There's a lot of factors in this fight, and you laid it out nicely. Vergil's a machine. I mean, he pumps the jab. He's got a killer left hook to the body. He's super durable. Even though we saw him go down against Bohachuk, he came right back and got up and went right back into the fold, right back into the fire, excuse me. And Boots, he's got all the physical talent, the raw gifts. He's also technically, he understands what he's doing in there. His style is so fluid and athletic. It's funny. If I was going to say what kind of style would beat Boots, it would be a Vergil Ortiz type guy who's very fundamentally sound, physically strong, puts on a lot of pressure, keeps the pressure as a great gas tank. But then if you ask me vice versa, what kind of style would beat Vergil Ortiz, I would say a Boots style, a very athletic, defensively savvy at times, and a puncher that hits you with shots that you don't see. So it really is a great matchup between two guys whose styles mesh in a way that you're like, man, I don't have an answer, because I can see both scenarios playing out. Regardless, that's the kind of fights that we need. Young guys fighting in their primes with conflicting, clashing styles. This fight's gangbusters no matter what.
He highlighted the clash of styles, Vergil's relentless pressure, body attack, and toughness against Boots's smooth, athletic, and unpredictable rhythm. Algieri explained that each fighter's strengths perfectly balance out the other's weaknesses, making the matchup unpredictable and explosive. He wasn't picking sides, he was admiring the beauty of the contrast. Two young stars, both in their prime, colliding to prove who truly belongs at the top. His breakdown captured what makes boxing so thrilling. Algieri continued by putting the matchup into perspective, reminding everyone that both Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. are America's brightest young stars in boxing.
Who cares? They're both American stars. They're both super talented. Both, Ennis has already been a world champion, a two-time world champion, or two-belt world champion, excuse me, and Vergil, as good as he is, has not held a title yet, which is crazy.
He emphasized how rare it is to see two fighters at this level meet while still rising, each with something to prove and everything to lose. Algieri pointed out that while Boots has already captured multiple titles, Vergil is still chasing that first big crown. A detail that adds even more hunger to his approach. His words showed admiration for both, but also hinted that experience could play a key role when things get tough inside the ring. The way he framed it made the fight feel even bigger. Not just another bout, but a generational moment. It's a collision between two paths headed toward greatness, and as Algieri said, fights like this are what keep boxing alive. Boots Ennis might just have the edge. His timing, speed, and versatility make him a nightmare for anyone standing across the ring, but Vergil Ortiz Jr. has that raw pressure, that relentless drive that can break even the best if they're not ready for the fire. This one could go either way, and that's what makes it so exciting. So what do you think? Will Boots Ennis prove he's the next superstar, or will Vergil Ortiz Jr. silence the hype and remind everyone why he's the real danger in the division? Who's got the heart, the chin, and the skill to walk out victorious when the dust settles? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this dream matchup. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this, where we break down the biggest fights and the brightest stars in boxing.